You all can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
इस वीक का जितना भी होमवर्क है हम we'll discuss it in the tomorrow session. Okay. So I'm just starting out with today's topic right away. So I want everybody to do the homework, and I'll ask anybody tomorrow to show this week's homework. I'll ask anybody to show any question. Okay. So please be prepared and come tomorrow. So now today, so I think in the last session we completed graph traversals. What are the two kinds of graph traversals we learned?
Depth for search and breadth for search.
Yeah, so we learned depth first and breadth first search. Can somebody tell me which data structure is used for breadth first search?
Clue.
Q. Okay, fine. Yes. So now with the next topic, greedy strategy. Okay, so now there are certain set of algorithms which come under greedy strategy. It's a like it's a type how you are going to write an algorithm. So there are different ways you can write an algorithm. There is divide and conquer method. So another method is called a greedy strategy. So what is a greedy strategy? A greedy algorithm always makes the choice that seems to be best at that moment. In other words, the locally best choices aim at producing globally best results. मतलब आपके पास बहुत सारे you have a set of solutions or you have a set of data. Okay, and from that you are going to select the best data that will ultimately result in a good solution. So, how are you going to select the data? It might be based on some criteria, but you are not going to, you are not going to follow a strict procedure. Instead, you are going to select the best in that particular point of time. For example, आपको like you want to climb, you're going for trekking or something like that, and your aim is to climb the tallest mountain. अभी tallest mountain or yeah tallest the you if you want to go to the tallest you might find use the with the help of a map or something like that, but it's not necessary because उस टाइम पे टाइम नहीं है आपको सबसे फास्ट और सबसे tallest mountain में जाना है. तो how will you select the best? Can somebody tell me an idea? How will you select the best? You have plenty of hills and mountains around you, and but the problem statement is you have to climb the tallest mountain. But if you go and searching in the map, you're wasting time. So how will you decide, or what is the best way to, or which is the best solution or best method you're going to find to select the tallest mountain? Can somebody tell me? Any idea? Yes, students, are you all there with me?
Yes, ma'am.
तो बता दो कि कैसे आप सेलेक्ट करेंगे कि कौन सा माउंटेन टॉलेस्ट होगा. बट सी ऑलवेज मेक्स द चॉइस दैट सीम्स टू बी बेस्ट एट द मोमेंट. सो हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू select that this particular mountain is going to be the tallest instead of going technically? How will you make a
Just,
choice?
ma'am, looking at the mountains there.
Yes, I didn't hear you.
By just looking at the mountains there.
Yeah, by looking at what feature of the mountain. There'll be
The
some criteria, right?
height criteria.
Yeah, मतलब height ठीक है. You might be looking at how steep it is, है ना? कितना बड़ा slope है उसमें. So there are different criteria you might, opt at that particular moment of time to make the best choices. So the same method is followed in a greedy algorithm. समझ में आया क्या सबको? Is it clear? Have you understood? Yeah, we'll go into different examples, but have you understood what the concept is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is saying it's a closest and it's not see, they don't guarantee a optimum solution. It might or may not result in an optimum solution, because I said you are at that point of time selecting the best choices, but it may or may not result in the optimum solution. So please note that, okay, because you're quickly selecting, or that's why it's called the greedy algorithm. Okay, and see, assume you have an objective function that needs to be optimized at a given point. Optimize matlab you have to get the best results. Okay, a greedy algorithm makes greedy choices at each step to ensure that the objective function is optimized. The greedy algorithm has one shot to compute the optimal solution so that it never goes back and reverses the division. So that is the important thing you have to keep in mind, because when you select a particular solution at that point of time thinking it is the best, you are not going to go back, you are going to go forward. तो पहले एक set of solution आप select करेंगे based on some criteria, and that should result in an optimum solution as per the choice you have done. You're not going to go back and select something else. Okay, so that is a strategy used in greedy algorithm. So the pseudocode over here is, see, you have a set candidate set, matlab you have a set of data, or set of, yeah, you have a set of data from which you are going to select an optimum or feasible solution. So that is called the candidate set. And if the until the candidate set is not empty, what are you going to do? You are going from the given set of input, that is your candidate set से आप एक input select करने वाले हैं. So you have say 10 choices in a box. You are going to select 1 out of 10. Okay, and check if that selected solution is feasible or not. मतलब based on some criteria, जैसे you said how tall the mountain is, how steep the mountain is. So based on some criteria, you are going to check if that selected solution is feasible. Okay, that means no constraints are violated. So a feasible solution क्या है कि जो input आपने select किया है वो सब constraints को satisfy करते हैं. And from this feasible solution, what are you going to do? You are going to select the optimum solution that satisfies or nearly satisfies your functionality. So if it satisfies, you're going to put it to the, you're going to do a union, means what? You're going to combine it to your solution. And if the problem is solved, that means if you have achieved your target, you are going to print it or you're going to return it. That is the pseudocode all about. So I'll explain it once again. पहले आपके पास एक set of set of data or set of set of data. You can just consider it as set of coins in a box. And from that coins, you're going to select one coin, which you think is going to be a feasible. How do you know it's a feasible solution? That it does not violate any constraints. Okay? And then you will convert that feasible choices to an optimum solution by how you will just check whether it satisfies or nearly satisfies the problem statement or the objective function which you aim at solving. Okay? And once you find it is giving you a solution, if you think the problem is solved, you will return it, or you will return it matlab you will print it, or yes, that is going to end the greedy algorithm. If it doesn't solve the solution, you are not going to return it. So that's why I said it's not going to, or it does not guarantee a correct solution. So that's what the pseudocode for greedy algorithm says. So I hope you have understood. समझ में आया क्या the theory behind it? Have you all understood? Is it clear? Yes, we'll see an algorithm, but have you understood the concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yes, there are certain terms which I used. what a feasible solution is. So for solving a particular problem, if there exists n inputs, say I got 10 coins, you're going to select a set of coins which is going to satisfy a certain constraint. Matlab, I'll select if I want to make a an object, okay, of red, which is of red color. So I will be selecting blocks which is red in color, of course. Then only it will result in an object of red color. So similarly, if there exist n inputs, you are going to select a subset of the inputs that is going to satisfy some constraints, and that subset is called a feasible solution. Now, what is an optimal solution? Is that subset is going to nearly satisfy or satisfy the objectives of the function. And what is an objective function? You're going to assign a value to the solution, or a partial solution is called an objective function. So they have asked many a times what a feasible solution is, an optimal solution is, and what an objective function is. So these are all terminology used in greedy strategy. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, to make those who have not understood the concept, we'll see an example over here. Problem statement क्या है? You have to make a change of amount using the smallest possible number of coins. ठीक है, और आप एंड अमाउंट क्या है? 28 रुपीज. मतलब आपने एक दुकान में गए, you bought something, you paid for that whatever you have bought, and the shopkeeper has to give you 28 rupees back. And what is the constraint they have put? You have to make a change of an amount using smallest possible number of coins. तो अवेलेबल कॉइन्स क्या क्या है दुकान मतलब शॉपकीपर के पास? 5 रुपीज कॉइन है, 2 रुपीज कॉइन है, एंड यू हैव अ 1 rupee coin. So how are you going to give the change? In what way are you going to give the change? So smallest possible number of coins hai. So from that, what do you understand? So when you are selecting, so you are going to create an empty set solution. Okay, you have coins 5 to 1. That is already given in the question, and you have to get a sum of 28 while giving it back. So while the sum is not equal to 28, you have to do a certain set of steps. So how are you going to select the feasible solution from that set of coins you have? बता सकते feasible solution क्या होगा? Or what is the criteria they're saying here? 5 rupee coin hai, 2 rupee coin hai, 1 rupee coin hai, and they're saying smallest possible number of coins. So from that, what do you understand, or which is the set of coin which is going to give you a feasible solution? First take क्या होगा? कौन सा coin आप लेने वाले? First
5 rupees के 5 coin लीजिए.
हाँ, but 5 rupees का 5 coin वो iteratively you will take. But 5 rupees क्यों लिया पहले? बता सकते हो क्या? 5 है, 2 है, 1
Because
है.
we have to use,
Yes, go on.
because we have to use the smallest possible number of coins, and because of that, we can't use 2 and 1 because it will may create larger number of coins.
Yes, rightly said. तो उसमें बताया गया है smallest possible number of coins. तो हम so the best solution is select the larger value. So you select 5, then you add it with the existing sum which is 0. So 5 plus 0 is going to give you 5. So you will select 5 times, which will give you 25. फिर 25 के बाद आप 2 सेलेक्ट करेंगे, बिकॉज 25 के बाद फिर से 5 सेलेक्ट किया तो इट विल गो मोर देन 28. फिर आप 2 सेलेक्ट करेंगे, सो 25 plus 2 is going to give you 27. Then you will not again select 2 because it will go again greater than 28. Then you will select 1, which is going to give you a 28. So you're going to give 5 rupees coin 5 times plus 2 rupees coin and a 1 rupee coin. So that is the best solution you can get using the greedy approach. समझ में आया क्या सबको? What is a greedy strategy now?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, is it clear?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope you have understood the concept now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yes, these are the applications that come under greedy strategy, or you can say these are the algorithms which are specified under greedy strategy, selection sort. You have a knapsack problem, minimum spanning tree, and so on. There are many listed here. And now we'll be learning a few of them, which is related to graph. Okay. So yes. So from here, we are going to select minimum spanning tree first. You can see minimum spanning tree. Now, what is a minimum spanning tree? So a spanning tree is a subgraph of an undirected connected graph. Now tell me, what is an undirected connected graph? Undirected मतलब क्या है?
मतलब the directions are not shown.
Yeah, direction is not shown. What do you mean by a connected graph? Connected
Where each
graph.
node is connected to.
Yes, like every node has an edge with some other node, right? Okay, there is a connection between it. Every vertex might not be connected with each other, but there is a connection between the vertices. No, vertex is left without an edge, right? That is a connected graph. Okay, so undirected connected graph, which includes all vertices of the graph with the minimum possible number of edges. So if a vertex is missed, then it is not a spanning tree. Now you can see a normal graph over here and you can see a spanning tree over there. So that is what they say. Ki it's going to be an undirected connected graph and with the minimum possible number of edges. अभी यहाँ पे B and C connected नहीं है, but B vertex को एक edge minimum है. So it is a spanning tree. Is it clear? It's not necessary this is the only spanning tree available, but a spanning tree should see that all the vertices are connected with the minimum number of edges. समझ में आया क्या? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
देखो अभी यहाँ पे एक नॉर्मल ग्राफ है, तो नॉर्मल ग्राफ आप देख सकते हैं, you have 4 edges, all the vertices are connected to each other, right? Now here it's a spanning tree. Spanning tree cycle नहीं form करते. Cycle पता है ना? You know what is a cycle?
Yes, ma'am.
तो C, D, A, B, C वापस C में नहीं आते. Got it? Understood?
Yes. Yes.
But you have to see that all the vertices are connected by edges. So you see C, D, A, B connected है ना? मतलब हर vertices इसमें connected तो है. That means it has at least one edge. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is an example of a spanning tree. Understood? Yeah, we'll see examples later
Yes,
on.
ma'am.
But abhi samajh mein aaya? Okay. Fine. So now this is another example of minimum spanning tree. अगर weighted graph है, तो minimum spanning tree or the edges will be selected in such a way that the weight will be minimum. अभी देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे 4, 5, 2, 1 है. So when you are creating a minimum spanning tree, you will select in such a way that the path value will be minimum. देखा? Is it clear? If you take another way, you might get 4, 5 plus 1, which is more than 7. So I said you can, in different ways, you can create a minimum spanning tree. But यहाँ पे weight given hai. So you will create a spanning tree in such a way that the total path value or total cost is going to be the minimum. That's when you use a weighted spanning tree. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? I hope everything is clear. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now Prim's algorithm is one such algorithm that helps you finding a minimum spanning tree. Okay? So Prim's algorithm is a minimum spanning tree algorithm that takes the graph as input and finds the subset of edges of that graph which form a tree that includes every vertex and has a minimum sum of weights. So जैसे मैंने बोला minimum spanning tree मतलब क्या है, हर vertices all the vertices should be there, it should be connected with minimum number of edges, and if it is a weighted graph it should result in a minimum sum of weight. So वो कौन से algorithm help कर सकते using the Prim's algorithm. There are other algorithms also, but we will see the Prim's algorithm method here. So it falls under the class of algorithms called greedy algorithms that find the local optimum, and it hopes to find a global optimum solution. Is it clear? Have you all understood? Is it clear? This is just the similar definition of minimum spanning tree. But its only thing is minimum spanning tree find out करने के लिए कौन सा algorithm use करने वाले. So if, for example, in the exam, they ask you, find out the minimum spanning tree. So as I told you, Prim's algorithm is not only the only algorithm available to find the minimum spanning tree. So if they have not explicitly told, आप कोई भी algorithm use कर सकते, which helps you to find the minimum spanning tree. But अगर उन्होंने explicitly बोला है कि Prim's algorithm use करके minimum spanning tree find karo, then you should know the method how it is. Is it clear? Is it clear, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, yes, we'll come to the algorithm. Before that, we'll see an example. Okay. So now the first exam, this is the diagram given to you. Okay. So you know this is a weighted graph. So the first step you are going to do is you are going to select any vertex, or you're going to select a vertex from this graph. So you're going to select a vertex. So I'm going to select the vertex as indicated. You can see the screen, the vertex which is selected.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is gone. Choose a vertex. So that is the first step. You're going to choose a vertex. Second step is from that particular vertex, कौन सा edge minimum है?
2.
Or shortest? Yes, 2 is the shortest. So the next step is you are going to select the edge which is going to give you the shortest cost. So you can see that edge has a cost 2, another vertex has a cost 4, and the same vertex has another edge with cost 2. So you want to select the edge with cost 2. इतना समझ में आया क्या सबको? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, from that vertex, now before I go to the third step or fourth step, can you just tell me, abhi aapke paas you have got the 2 edge vertex. So from the resultant vertex, how many you see different edges, right? Can you see which one? Can you tell me which edge you will select next?
2.
Yes. Can you tell me? अभी 2 edge वाला select किया है. So you have already selected 2 vertices with the edge 2. Now as a continuity, can you tell me which next vertex edge will you select in continuity with this?
I'm second.
Second matlab?
Ma'am, the one which is coming down right side.
Down, yeah, with the cost 2, right?
Yeah.
Understood? Why? Because you can see that resultant end vertex has 3, 4, 2. है ना? तो जो minimum है वो select करेंगे. So choose the nearest vertex. Not, and also you have to see that the vertex should not be already there in the solution. So you have to check that also. So you select the vertex in such a way which is not there in the solution, and it should give you the minimum cost. समझ में आया क्या सबको? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next, now you have come here. Which is the next vertex you're going to select with edge? Which edge you will go to for selecting the next vertex?
3.
Okay. Now you have, yes, you from this you have different ways. From the top also there is a 3 and from below also there is a 3. That means ये जो center vertex है ऊपर से भी 3 है, नीचे से भी 3 है. You can select either, randomly select any if the vertices are the same value. So that's what they say. Choose the nearest edge that is not in the solution. If there are multiple choices, choose one at random. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, now you have chosen the 3 edge. You have come to a new vertex. Okay. From that vertex, which will you choose the next?
The upper 3.
Yeah. If you can choose that, or you can choose the other way. So it is that choice. I said if you have 2 options, you can choose any random. So these people have chosen the other way around. Is it clear?
Yes.
Understood, everybody? Is there anybody who hasn't understood? Clear? समझ में आया क्या सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can see how to calculate the path. See, the path here is 2. Then the path for the step 4 is 4. You're calculating the sum of the cost, 7. So the total path cost for creating this spanning tree is 10. And see, all the vertices have been included, but not all edges. So that is the rule of spanning tree. कि हर vertex आना चाहिए. But it's not necessary that all edges should come. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yes, now going back to the algorithm, we'll just see the algorithm now. So randomly choose any vertex, that is step 1, and the vertex connecting to the edge having the least weight is usually selected. Okay? So please keep that in mind. When you select a vertex, it should have the least weight. Second step is find all edges that connect to the tree to new vertices and find the least weight edge among those edges and include it in the existing tree. मतलब पहले एक vertex मिला तो you will see all the connecting edges. So that is going to be the set of inputs you are going to select as per a criteria. And from that set of edges, you are going to select the most optimum one. Kaise? You're going to select the minimum weighted edge. So if including that edge creates a cycle, now that you have to keep in mind, the graph should not form a cycle. It should not get closed. It creates a cycle, then reject that edge and look for the next least weight edge. So that is an important point that you have to remember, that it should not go into a cycle. You have to select the next edge in such a way that it should not result in a cycle. And if it results in a cycle, reject it and select the next least weight edge. Okay, and keep repeating it until all the vertices are included and you get the minimum spanning tree. Have you all understood that? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, अभी एक दूसरा एक एग्जाम्पल भी देखते हैं, then you will for those who have not understood. तो यहाँ पे है एक एग्जाम्पल. So as I said, you are going to select a vertex. So how will you select? Which vertex is going to be selected first? What is the point I said? When you select a vertex, the edge of connecting that vertex should have the minimum value. तो कौन सा vertex select करेंगे या कौन सा edge select करेंगे पहले?
10.
10 edge का select करेंगे. That means the vertexes will be
6 and 1.
yeah. So
6
that
and
is
1.
going to be the step 1. Good. Now what is the next thing you're going to select? अभी 6 and 1 include हुआ. 6 1 हो गए तो नया वर्टेक्स 1 है. तो अभी नेक्स्ट वर्टेक्स जाने के लिए या 6 वर्टेक्स से दूसरे जगह जाने के लिए कौन सा सेलेक्ट करेंगे? From 1 to 2, the edge value is 28. And from 6 to 5, the edge value is 25. So which one will you select?
The
6 to
lowest.
5.
25.
Yeah, so 6 to 5 will be selected. Fine, good. Now from 5, you have edge value 24 and 22. So which one are you going to select?
22.
22.
Yeah, fine. So you go selected 22. And also remember कि नया जो vertex create हो रहा है, it should not be there already in the existing solution. Okay, so that should be checked and it should not result in a cycle. Now you have got a new vertex called 4. अभी 4 को edges है 18, 12 and 60. Okay, 18 and 12. 22 is already taken. So 18 and 12. So which one will you select?
12.
12. So you got a new vertex called 3. Fine. Now 3 vertex has 16. Right? 3 vertex has 16. है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you got a new vertex called 2. अभी 2 से 14 है. मतलब अभी only vertex remaining is 7. So 7 तक जाने के लिए you have 24 from 5, you have 18 from 4 and you have 14 from 7. कौन सा select करेंगे?
14.
Understood now? Have you all understood how it works? So that is the resultant graph. So what is the cost of the minimum spanning tree? How will you get the cost of the minimum spanning tree?
We'll add the all the path lengths.
Yeah, you will add all the edge weights. So you get 99. Have you understood? So you will continue the algorithm until all the vertices are included, not all the edges, all the vertices. Abhi, is it clear to everybody? I hope it is clear. You all have understood the algorithm. Any doubts?
Ma'am, can you show the previous example?
Okay, previous example. Dekho.
Ma'am, here instead of at last step, instead of taking from the point between 2 and 2 edges, if we have taken in continuity after 3 in upside, then how would we continue further?
मतलब 3 से ना फिर 3 to that 3 ऐसे भी ले सकते हैं. You just have to see कि all the vertices are included. अभी वो जो ऊपर का vertex middle से भी आ सकते हैं, राइट एंड से भी आ सकते हैं ना. दोनों का वैल्यू 3 है तो रैंडमली उन्होंने मिडिल से सेलेक्ट किया. वही है ना डाउट?
मैम
तो मैम फिर पाथ लेंथ 7 plus 3 10 and 14 होना चाहिए ना?
कैसे? कॉस्ट कितना है? 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 3 9, 10 11 या 14. yes 14 है. सॉरी आई wrote it wrong. 14 है.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, is it clear now everybody? समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the algorithm complexity is big O of E log V, where E represents the edges and V represents the vertices. Okay. So yes. So this is your homework for tomorrow. 2 graphs are given. You have to find the cost of the minimum spanning tree of the given graphs. कर सकते हैं ना?
Yes.
Okay. So that's it for today. And yes, as I told you, tomorrow we will discuss this week's all the homeworks which I've given you, because today only I guess I shared the previous day's PPT. So we'll discuss, and if there is any doubt, we'll clear it tomorrow. Yes.